Bam! Still recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, flexing on this Memorial Day weekend because Big Sexy Bizzo is back social distancing at the gym, and he didn't skip leg day. Yo, how does it?
Not at all, sir.
Feel to be back? We got to talk about that right off the rip. How's it feel to be back?
Like
your new man.
I can't even tell you, man. Like honestly, and I was so worried about the gym being weird, right? It's not. It's like people are just being very clean, and then staying their distance from people. If you're not with with somebody,
right?
But let's be real. Like everybody been dabbing each other up. Like there's been some pounds exchanged. You know what I'm saying? Like cause we the gym family. You know what I'm saying? The gym homies. The gym homies. Like we the gym family. So right, of course, yeah. Heavy sanitation going on. Big time spraying wipes. You know what I'm saying, with the machines. But other than that, man, we getting back to it, man. Ain't got time for the Rona to be putting a damper on the fitness game, man. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'll tell you what. I've been hitting these miles using these bands, and all that shit's cool and it's important. You can get a lot of quality work done, but I'll tell you what, man. And I know LA ain't no telling really, because people can. I mean, you know from experience, you get people on the inch, they take a mile literally. Nobody can.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
they've had to reclose trails that they opened up, like the hot spots, like Eaton Canyon and Runyon. They're like,
right.
People showing up like it's fucking Coachella.
Right. People always trying to do too much, man. Like that's like you said, inch and a mile, man. Everybody trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. Damn. Can y'all come on, man? Like there's one thing I can say about here. We like people here did it right. All right. When they had us locked down, it was done properly. Everybody, cooperated. Walmart and all these stores. Once that old crazy pandemonium hit, you know what I'm saying, where everything was being ate up, you know what I'm saying, and all the toilet paper was being magically destroyed, and you know what I'm saying, paper towels and hand sanitizer, all that shit, because you couldn't find it nowhere. But once everything became normal, once all that shit was over, everything just kind of mellowed out here, and people really did it the right way. The highways were bare. People were barely out. The only time you saw people really moving and shaking is if they were essential workers and they had to go to work, or you got to go to the grocery store. You got to eat. You got to have, you know what I'm saying, things for the house. So people here did it right. I really think they did. And again, we don't, this thing is what it is, and they're making more of it than what it is. Let's be completely honest. It ain't fucking the Black Plague, right? It's like, but it can be lethal. But I mean, shit, so can the flu. And like everybody keeps saying that, but it's like, oh, it's not the flu. Well, it's not the flu, but it's in the same goddamn boat. You know what I mean? Like they cousins, right? Really? So yeah, really. So it's like you want to compare it to anything, it's like the flu and it give you asthma at the same time. Like
yeah, I mean, look, you can't minimize it, especially for those who've actually had it. And shout out to the great Patrick Ewing. Get well soon. I know he's got it. It's real when you get it, but I think
oh yeah, of course.
I think it reinforces the importance of taking care of yourself. Right. I mean, period. As much as you can do. Obviously, people are different walks of life, but listen, reviewers, as we know, a lot of you are still high school, college age ball players. Young people in general, entertainers, stuff like that. We know that's a lot of our listeners.
Right.
You guys are in prime positions to take care of yourself, set yourself up for the future, and that's the best defense, other than doing the basics, washing your hands, all that fun stuff, is taking care of yourself, because this thing latches on to the asymptomatic. If you're fucked up out here, wheezing, going to Krispy Kreme, that thing's gonna snap onto you, get all them good juice.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so hard for your body to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is advanced and. Yep. It will, you know what I'm saying? Like Benny said, it's like T1000. You know what I'm saying? It kind of attacks your weak points. You know what I'm saying? And it makes things 10 times worse. But Cali, LA, y'all stay strong out there, Benny. You know what I'm saying? Everything will be back to normal soon. This is our first week back completely, and I think we did pretty good, except for old Scottsdale, who ain't gonna never let you down. Right, if you any of your reviewers out there have been out here to Arizona, you know what I'm saying, the greater Phoenix area, and have been part of the debauchery that is Scottsdale, Old Town, then you understand what I'm saying. Pray for him, right? Pray for him, because Maya Pool Day Club was open Saturday, went crazy in that bitch. Y'all probably saw Floyd Mayweather on TMZ, you know what I'm saying, because he was out here. Yeah, went crazy. International The boutique club out here, the hottest spot in the valley, went up crazy, right? Old Town was just wild. And Old Town is probably 5-6 blocks of straight clubs and bars and, wonderful time. But right now, it ain't the time to be doing that much. So that was my thing, Benny, when we got unlocked, when we got freed, if you will. I was like, okay, I'm going to still, be cautious of what I got going on. I'm going to the gym, and my favorite store opened back up, Ross. So I'm going to go to Ross. I ain't been yet, but I'm going to go to Ross this week and just kind of mill around like I do at times.
Yeah.
But that ain't much. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to the store. I need to go to the store. I ain't just going to be out and about. Still doing things to be safe, right? To protect myself, to take precaution. Because again, this thing is real. It ain't, it ain't no joke. It is floating around. You know what I'm saying? People are carrying it. It ain't no joke. So we want to protect our old people, and we want to protect our people who have, compromised immune systems and so on and so forth. So reviewers out there, man, make sure that you're taking care of your folks. We need each other. All right, we really do need each other, and this is just an example of how much we do need each other. Right? So it's kind of good we're going through this bullshit. It's great that our leadership ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So we understand that as people, we got to take care of ourselves and we got to love ourselves. And if we don't, problem, right? Trouble bubble. So,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the best way to put it. We got to be able to look after ourselves because there aren't exactly people in positions of power who are going to do it for us at most times. So, hey, man,
at all,
do that. Just and honestly, bro, like times like this really reinforce the types of people that we are. It's like other than the gym being closed, I mean, a lot of this didn't necessarily affect, to me it seems, a lot of your day-to-day life in terms of what you like to do. If you're already kind of chill and you don't really need to do much, maybe occasional social, function here and there. Right. I mean, you see people wilding, they're walking right into the flame because they can't be away from a pool party for a month and a half. That's right. Wild.
We call it hot in the ass, baby. At the crib, the South, we call it being hot in the ass. Right. Everybody out here was hot in the ass, especially these young folks from about 20, 21 to about 30, 32. Some of them 30s. Some of them, that's a small number.
20s, yeah,
that's a small. Hell, some of them my age, goddamn, out there can't keep their ass still. So, whatever. I mean, you like it, I love it. Just be prepared for, what I'm saying, what might come of it.
Exactly. Well, look, reviewers, we appreciate you rocking with us as always. This is the JB and Benny Blue Review Podcast. We know you're Rona to death, but damn, we're that good dope, that quality content coming to you all the time. Goddamn it! Make sure to subscribe to us. It's JB with the thumbs up. By the way, insert applause here. The Bizzle Man is official in the podcast game with the tell them what they've won. It's a new microphone.
Got him. Look at this, man. I got a mic, bro. Like. Look, and I ordered it like 6 years ago from Wish, so I'm glad I finally got it, right?
You got it from North Korea.
I want to make sure that my voice, is projected crystal clear for y'all reviewers out there. I know the women out there love to hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Jeezy, the bleeps love my voice.
Oh yeah,
makes they bleep moist.
Oh yeah, man. You sound like you're on the radio. You sound like you're on the R&B station on a late evening. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, don't touch that dial. You know what I'm saying?
Touch that dial, baby. We'll be back with the Midnight Love session. Mm-hmm. With old JB.
Right. That's why he sounds crystal clear, man. Sounding like butter because we got him right with the mic. And make sure to subscribe to us. We're on all streaming platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on all social media at JB and Benny Blue. JB and BennyBlueReview.com for all past episodes, content, merch, all that good shit. I'll tell you what, man. I'm pretty proud of us. We haven't been going to see. You see, come on, YouTube, come on, Facebook. You see, hit it. All right. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of us because we haven't been, not that we would have anyway, but we have been pretty good about, we've been living pretty decently without sports. I got to say, it should be the NBA playoffs right now, which we enjoy, which we would talk about. Other baseball normally be getting in gear. Hell, WNBA can be pretty lit. Don't sleep.
Right. We'll be talking about the ladies.
Yep, exactly. But gotta give it to some of the platforms out there that have been giving us good sports content. No, I'm not talking about all these dumbass hypothetical games and all that shit. I'm talking about the Last Dance documentary. That was
quality television, Benny. I'm talking about Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah.
Look, 10 hours, that's probably for a lot of people, and for me, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably the greatest 10 hours that I've spent in my life. You know, and I have to think about some other things that I've done, but that was a great 10 hours of my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm 40 years old, so I lived through most of that, right? Of course, when he went to the Bulls and I was, like in 84 and shit, I was, like I was a baby. But as he got older, by the time he won his first championship, I was fully aware of who he was and what he was doing, right? And I think when he won his first one, 91?
Yeah, 91, 92.
Yeah, so I was fully aware of who this man was and his greatness, and I was a Jordan fan, right? So, of course, I had a couple, saying Bulls, this and that, but my gang affiliation wouldn't allow me to wear that red and black. So, shout out to the disciples, you know what I'm saying? We know how we do. So, but still, I was a Jordan fan, right? The ultimate competitor. And so anybody can say what they want to say about Michael Jordan, right? That's what I'm gonna start this whole conversation with, baby. Because that's when I hear Michael Jordan's name, that's all I think of. The ultimate competitor. It's almost laughable, right? It's almost laughable because how many times were you watching the show, Benny, and you were like, oh shit, here we go. Because somebody like bumped into him at the airport or something. Right. And said the Bulls wasn't shit.
Right.
Bulls ain't shit? Okay. But that's all I need to go and win a championship next year.
Right.
The ultimate competitor, bro.
Right.
And everything else was just great to see, you know what I'm saying? Just the relationships that he had developed, you know what I'm saying, with the people that he was around every day and the people that quote unquote worked for him, you know what I'm saying? And like that it was great to see and for everybody to see that man was human. Like LeBron said, like to me, Kobe was, not Kobe, but LeBron said Michael Jordan was Black Jesus, right? Yeah. He was Jesus Christ to me. He's like, he didn't even feel like that man was a real person.
Yeah, bro. I remember vividly when Michael Jordan was Black Jesus. I'm 32, so I remember the first three-peat a little bit, but I more so remember the second three-peat.
Right.
My favorite three-peat because he had to change his game and make it more mental. He had old man game to death. He wasn't switching hands in midair and jumping from the free throw line. That was the first three-peat.
Right.
The last 3 years when he was fucking punching Steve Kerr in the face and giving Scott Burrell the business every chance he could get and fucking smoking cigars and gambling all night and playing golf, playing 36 holes of golf on a fucking day of a playoff game in that wild shit. His game elevated. And for me, bro, the biggest takeaways is you see that connection with him and Kobe, not only about how they mirrored each other with the games, but you can see, I think it must have been episode 7 or 8 when they opened with the 98 All-Star game, and the East is in the locker room saying,
that little Laker kid.
Kobe.
That little Laker kid. He said, he referred to him as that little Laker kid.
Yep. And it's funny, and I know you noticed this. You notice when they cut to the interview with Kobe, and you see this with Kobe's first probably 3 or 4 years of his interviews. You can tell he's mega talented, but he's more so focused on his individual talent. There's something that happens around 2000, 2001 where Kobe really he calls it the mama mentality, but it's the roots of it are in Jordan, where you see that switch flip where he's like, I'm going to bust my teammates' ass in practice, even if they hate me, to get them to elevate to the point where we can start winning.
So I was going to say that too you made a great point, right? The first few years of Jordan's career was just about doing the damn thing, right? Just straight getting to it. And it literally physically exhausted him, right? After that third one, he was physically exhausted. I think he said it a couple of times. Yeah. Physically, not so much mentally, but physically, he was exhausted, right? So, of course, then, he takes a little break in baseball, kind of rejuvenates himself a little bit, came back, got his ass kicked. And then you saw a different Michael Jordan, right? Like you said, you saw a more cerebral Michael Jordan, who he understood more so than ever. Like he wasn't doing it before because for the first three-peat, he was busting their ass too, right? But he was still a bit of a youngin' himself, with more game than them and more experience because he got drafted to the Bulls. 3 years before Scottie Pippen did? 2 years, 3 years before Pippen did, and I think Pippen came in '87.
Yep.
He got his ass kicked, man. Like them damn Detroit Pistons, yo Detroit Pistons, just busting him up, man. You know what I'm saying? and making him understand and made him gain weight, made him gain muscle, made him gain strength, made him change his body type, right? So then they get Scotty, they get some other guys in, and Mike starts to really say, you know what, man, we can do this. That was his aim the whole time, was to bring a championship to the Chicago Bulls. But you know, a couple people have said some things about the way he led, right? And how that wouldn't have worked for me. And so, first of all, Uncle Shay Sharp, he's my guy. You know, I love that man to death. I respect him as a journalist. I respect him as, you know what I'm saying, a broadcaster. You know, I respect him as a TV host. I respect him as a football player. I respect him as a man. But I don't respect what he said about Jordan being a bully, right? I don't respect what he said about, oh, that wasn't a fluke, because Uncle Shay Sharp, I know some guys that played with you when you was older and they was rookies. I know some cats. So some of the shit that I heard that you did, is like, whatever. Y'all want to hear some crazy reviews? Watch this. Hey, I'm doing a podcast, fool. What the hell you want?
What you say?
I'm saying I'm doing a podcast. What you want?
Oh, all right, then never mind. Nigga, wait, but you's in trouble, nigga.
I'm going to FaceTime you right back. Hi, I'm going to FaceTime you right back. Bye. All right. What the hell I done did now? See, that's my folks. They crazy as hell. So, look. What was I saying? God damn it.
You were talking about how Shan Sharp was going in on bullying, and I kind of like when he does.
Like, Jordan was not a bully, right?
No.
Jordan was not a bully because a bully is not going to nurture, right? There was a nurturing side to Michael Jordan, right? He just wanted you to do your damn job at a high level, right? That what I saw with him and Steve Kerr was great, right? When he looked at Steve Kerr when they were in that huddle on the sideline, right? And Phil was drawing up a play for Mike. Mike looked over at Steve and was like, "You got this." He looked at him. He said, "You good? You got this one."
And he
because I know what they finna do to me, and I know you're gonna be open. So I'm gonna let you know right now, I got faith in you. You know why I got faith in you? Because I tried to punk you and you stood up to me. Mm-hmm. You let me know that you down for the fight. Right. And I don't give a damn what team sport you play. You always gonna have OGs that's gonna test your nuts to see if you down for the fight. Because if you're not down for the fight, they don't want to play with you.
By the way, real quick sidebar, and I actually haven't heard anybody talk about this in this way. We gotta shout out Steve Kerr, because there was documented proof of Michael Jeffrey Jordan dragging, punking his teammates on camera.
Oh yeah,
and letting them get away with it. And he punched Steve Kerr in the face, and Steve Kerr squared up with them and earned his respect. And
like, what's happening?
His teammates got dragged on camera and didn't say shit about it.
Hey, look,
that's underrated as fuck.
Oh no, I have the utmost respect for Steve Kerr, just outside of even knowing that happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because Steve Kerr speaks up about things, injustices, and so on and so forth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you better, right? You better. But when I first got to the University of Southern Mississippi, Darius Thomas, Todd Pinkston, Sherrod Gideon, them boys wasn't TJ Slaughter. You trying to sneak in the frat. My defensive line coach and cousin, Willie J. McClain at South Pike High School, used to sing the song from school days. I got a feeling somebody trying to sneak in the frat. There ain't gonna be no shit like that. He used to sing that when dudes were slacking.
Right.
He used to sing it, and that's just the mentality of team sports. It's all your leaders have to make sure that the younger guys or the less experienced guys are ready for this fight, because that's what it's gonna be. And if I can't go to war with you, I ain't gonna trust you. You know what I'm saying? If I can't go to war with you in practice, you ain't gonna stand up to me. If you ain't gonna fight for yourself, then how the hell I'm gonna, trust you when we going against the Knicks, like you said?
Here's the point that I actually really want to get into, and of course you're the alley-oop segue king, because you're taking me right there, and I want to get your perspective on this from playing at the highest level. So I think in a lot of these recaps, because a lot of these other shows are going in, either whether they're network or podcast or whatever, everybody's talking about it, right? Because shit, it's the hottest show in town. It's like you said, it's 10 hours well spent.
Yes, sir.
Here's what I want to know about. The biggest thing, and I respect, shout out to Kendrick Perkins, because Kendrick Perkins is one of the only cats on these shows that actually has the stones to call out whack shit and not just kiss ass by a lot of players. Let's be real. He's
does.
Other than us,
Right.
he's one of the only platforms that says, "Hey, yo, Kevin Durant, maybe you don't have burner accounts. That shit is trash. Like, you're a hell of a player. You're a future Hall of Famer. Having burner accounts to defend yourself is weak as fuck." And Perk did that and got called out for it. It's like, you're calling him out for doing that? He's being real. That's some weak ass shit.
Right.
He called it out. And he didn't bite his tongue when it came to the documentary. He said, and JB, I'm curious to get your thoughts on that. He said, when you look at The Last Dance, the whole documentary, it made Michael Jordan look like a superhero and it made everybody else look like a villain. Michael Jordan broke every player code imaginable. Some of the things he was saying with Scott Burrell, saying he was in the club every night, talking about what Horace Grant said about guys doing drugs, everyone except for him. And then The Last Dance hurt Scottie Pippen. People today are looking at Scottie Pippen like a selfish individual. At the end of the day, The Last Dance was to praise Mike, which it should have been, but you didn't have to tear down other people to praise your greatness, because your greatness alone speaks volumes for itself. Now, parts of that I agree with in terms of what he's talking about, and I think my one issue with it is that this whole thing got kind of chatty-patty. I think Isaiah kind of got dealt a raw deal a little bit, and Horace Grant was kind of saying some shit, and there was sort of like some like Tekashi 6ix9ine business going on with him. So break that down as far as like the player code part of it that kind of got exposed from a time, like you said, where Jordan's leadership ain't really the shit that plays in the AAUification of the league today.
Right. Right now, everybody's friendly buddy. I think, honestly, to be real, completely real about the whole situation with The Last Dance is that I think Michael Jordan just wanted to be the fucking truth.
Right.
I think he just wanted to be the truth. I think he wanted to be the whole entire truth. Yeah. I don't think they left anything out. Right? I don't think that for that time frame, I don't think they left anything out. I think they covered all bases. And the great thing about it is that he was talking to himself. So he was prepared for the backlash, right? He knew that it was going to be some people that say, I'm pretty sure he already knew that, because he watched the damn thing before they showed it, I'm sure.
Oh, so,
yeah. And at that time, he was like, you know what, I shouldn't say that about Scottie, because somebody going to say something and think he ain't care. He don't give a damn. He wanted the truth to be put out there. What the fuck Scottie Pippen mad for? He chose to sit on that goddamn bench, right? And I can't blame Scottie for that. Let's be fucking real. Anybody who says they can't, that's bullshit for Scottie, that's bullshit for you. Because that man was undervalued his entire fucking career. He was with the Bulls. They never paid him shit. You know what I'm saying? So now he's the motherfucking man. He got played to the left, you know what I'm saying? Kukos, you know what I'm saying? He was going to try to draw a play for Kukos, and Scottie was like, dog, this is why I'm here. So he didn't see it as a fuck my team thing. He saw it as, you know what, man, I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, y'all been fucking with me for a long time. You're like Bernie Mac, you know what I'm saying, on Kings of Comedy. Y'all been fucking with me for a long time. I'm tired of this shit, man. So Scottie was like, you know what, fuck it, man. And he ain't know what else to do, right? He didn't know what else to do. So he sat his ass down. So now and of course, but everybody, perception is everything. You know? So it's about what people saw, about what they think about what they saw. They're like, oh man, Scottie, you punked out, yada yada yada. Well, let's look at it from Scottie's perspective, right? Jordan was like, Scottie, I know he fucked up. Yeah, Scottie did know he fucked up. At the same time, I don't think Scottie was thinking about that at that point, right? Scottie was thinking about how he was underappreciated, and Scottie said it. I'll probably do the same thing. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Put me in the same situation, I'll probably do the same thing. That is a man that's disgusted, right? He's disgusted, right, with what they're doing to him. So, and as far as Horace Grant shit, again, Jordan wanted it to be the truth. These boys is grown, old, you know what I'm saying? All that old locker room code shit. Jordan never said nobody's name when he talked about the smoking and the drinking and the hoes and the guns and the drugs. He ain't never said nobody's name. Right. He didn't say one person's name, bro. So I don't understand. Like, that's not snitching. If you say something, you say, man, them boys over there drinking and smoking. It can be a lot of motherfuckers over there drinking and smoking.
Right.
But shit.
Yeah, I mean, at best, it's dry. And I think the shitty thing about it is, it's like, when you talk about shit that, at the end of the day, and that I know this, when you play team sports, there's going to be, especially if you reach a certain goal, or depending on how your season went, or whatever the case is, when it comes down to it, unless somebody's doing something egregious and fucked up, you're going to remember certain points of the season. And I think it was good that they showed his intensity. I think it gets kind of weak when they start getting into the pettiness. And the unfortunate reality is a lot of this has to do more so with the media covering it after the fact than it does with the actual documentation of it. And look, Michael was an executive producer. It doesn't come out without his seal of approval. But to your point, I mean, look, that man poured his yak, he lit his cigar, and he told.
He let it be known. He let it be known. And everybody popping off at the mouth about, oh, Jordan wouldn't have talked to me like that, Jordan. We'd have had to, what I'm saying? We'd have. Okay, good. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. Like, Udonis Haslam put a quote out on like Bleacher Report or some shit. And they quoted, like, me and Jordan would have to catch a fade. That's what he wanted.
Right.
He wanted you to stand up and catch a fade. Catch that fade. Because then after that, you're going to get mad respect.
Yeah. Okay.
What is his name? The kid from Connecticut, what's his name?
Kid from Connecticut.
The kid from Connecticut, yeah, the one that he was fucking with the whole time. Scotty, his name was Scotty too.
Burrell. Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, so Scotty Burrell. So Jordan didn't hate Scott Burrell. He didn't. He saw the potential in him. He said it. He said, I see the potential in this kid. He said, but I also see the lack of determination. I see the lack of focus. He says, we're gonna try to get him up to speed.
Let me tell you something. In sports or in life, because I've experienced both, and I know you have. If you've never come to blows with someone when you're working on something important, chances are you're not trying to reach that next level of greatness. I know that sounds extreme, but that's real. That's a real thing.
Look, me and Benny had heated discussions about this, that, and the third. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we want our podcast to be the best. So I'm not gonna agree with everything Benny say. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna do the same with me. Like, we know what I'm saying? This ain't what that's about. We gonna give it to you raw. And that's Benny. Again, I think that's what Jordan's whole thing was. He wanted to be the truth. You know the thing, and I think it was symbolic, man. Like at the end where he talked about the Phil Jackson thing, right? With the whole come in, talk about something, burn it, set it afire, and now it's done. I think that's what Jordan was doing, right? It's done now, right? I just set it afire. I'm putting it out there. I'm setting it afire. Setting it afire is giving it to y'all or to us. And now it's done. In his mind, he
that's the best analogy.
He decompressed. Real shit. He decompressed. Soon as the last episode went off.
Yep.
You could see it on the camera. He was just like,
I never have to say this shit again. It's complete.
Never. And one of the realest moments to me, and I know everybody thought about it, I almost cried. You know what I'm saying? When he sitting there holding his hands out, and he was like, that's the way I played. You didn't play like that. Basically, that's you. But you and reviewers, let me tell you something. I think I tweeted, I commented on a tweet when they started the little snippet. It's hard to understand what an athlete goes through, right? And I ain't reached nowhere near the level of greatness that Michael Jordan is. Nowhere near. You know what I'm saying? I'm down there by his ankle, right? The man's a walking god, you know what I'm saying, of sports. People can say what they want to say. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player to ever live. He revolutionized the game of basketball, right? He changed it. When Magic and Larry Bird kind of started the fire, he burnt down California, right? The huge blaze, he burnt down half the fucking United States. He was that big. He was the first, I don't care what nobody say, he was the first globally recognized, globally loved phenomenon, iconic sports figure.
Yeah, I think that's 100%.
He was the first one ever. He's the reason why the NBA is what he is right now. He's the reason why it's so successful overseas right now. He's the reason. Magic was cool. Bird was good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew Magic and Bird for the most part, but not like Mike, right? So you don't understand what it takes to pour your heart out into something that you don't know what you're going to get back from, right? You don't know, right? And everybody says in sports, is like, okay, you know, you get out what you put in. Not always, right? He did I'm pretty sure he didn't start working that hard, you know what I'm saying, when he got to the league, like he worked his butt off because the coaches said it when he was in North Carolina. Unreal. They knew he was going to be special then. And he gets to the league, gets his ass kicked, gets back up, keeps pounding, keeps fighting, keeps fighting, keeps pounding, gets 1 championship, hunger for more, 5 more come, sacrifice, lost his father in the process, right? And we don't know what the hell happened. So we ain't gonna speculate about what happened. But he lost his father, his rock, right? Had to fight through that. Went and played another sport and was successful at that. That should tell you reviewers how mentally strong this man was and how his hunger to be successful in whatever the fuck he was doing drove him. He hit over, what they say, over 200. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Terry Francona.
His ribbies was crazy. Crazy enough. And the ribbies, RBIs, people don't know nothing about baseball, but his ribbies was crazy, right? Crazy enough to get him into the majors, right? If he'd have played a few more games, his ass would have got a contract in the majors. Like, he was the ultimate competitor.
Yeah. And real quick, one before we get into our quick new patented segment, most important unanswered question: in what year did Michael Jordan forget how to dress? What year was it? Was it like 04, 05? Because somewhere in that range, your man started dressing bad.
I don't know where all the baggy jeans,
the boot cut
long sleeve shirts,
the legs were this wide.
Right, he got on like bell bottoms, like for real. Like I don't know what Mike got going on. Mike got to get a stylist
with leather shoes though, with like shit that fits to his feet. And
I don't know what Mike need to get a stylist. I know he got a new boot thing, so she need to tell Mike, look, man, you're a handsome dude, you're Michael Jordan. Can you just at least put a fitted suit on? It ain't got to be Euro, but can you at least put a fitted suit on? Can you at least wear jeans that fit? Can we get you to wear something else besides the 1990s look with the sports coat and, you know what I'm saying, the large button-up shirt underneath it with the big jeans, and like you said, the fucking some old dress Jordans. Like, come on, man. Like I don't know. It's not a good look for the GOAT, man. Like we gotta get his ass in gear. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. People be like, well, he Michael Jordan. He can wear what he want to wear. No. No man is an island, Michael Jordan. No man is an island. No. Right, we got to get that together. I'm with you.
I feel like that's his next rebirth. I really do, because I've seen pictures of him recently where clearly somebody like gave him an outfit, and mind you, it's his own brand, so they ain't more fucking player than that. It was his own brand, and the shit fit well. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Just wear that. Throw the boot cut, fucking lousy True Religion, fucking light that shit on fire. No shade of True Religion, but come on now, some of your cuts.
Exactly.
You know, just like you gotta get rid of that shit. Like,
I don't know. It's like when the 90s ended, he just, I don't know, his style just went through the roof. I don't know. It was, I don't know. It's crazy. Bad business. Not good.
The goat, nonetheless. Sometimes his wardrobe needs fixing, but hey, you know,
we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
You got dealt a pretty good hand, I must say, that shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? All right, look, real quick before we get into our special guest for our Be Real With Your Guys, we're going to introduce a new segment that, honestly, reviewers, the Roni time has let us know, as JB said, in some of our discussions in terms of how we want to evolve this fine program. We want to start bringing you even more engaging segments, stuff that you can sink your teeth into and join the conversation with us. So we're introducing a new segment about folks fucking up and then trying to explain themselves. And you can cue that Shaka Khan instrumental right now.
Oh, man, let it rip, please.
The JB and Benny Review Podcast, new segment. What had happened was, cue the music, pow, 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 pow. All right, look, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I got to hear what the Bizzle Man's got to say. So, some of your guys, I don't know, maybe, young Sleepy Joe Biden. Woo-wee. He's out here cutting promos from the comfort of his own home. This fool gets on an interview with the Breakfast Club, and credit to Charlemagne. Charlemagne's developing into quite the interviewer. Some people also think he is a bully, even though he knows how to get good interviews out of him.
Right.
So they trust him to have a good interview with a presidential candidate one-on-one, and he knocked it out of the park. He didn't let him off. He asked what Joe Biden was going to do for the members of the black delegation. And, he had some answers. He had some political, Gregory Hines, a little
tap dance, little dance around that thing, little tiptoe through the water type deal.
Exactly. However,
Yes.
The hot spot of this interview was at the very end when Charlemagne was pressing him on what he was going to do for black folks. He basically said, I think he was mostly right. He said, if you have to decide if you're going to vote between me and Trump, then you ain't black. And look, Joe, as a comic, I understand when a joke doesn't land. All right, but you're fucking around in a time
right.
when that ain't really the move. And then he tried to walk it back, of course, and I think
backpedal like Deion Sanders.
Exactly. I think he'll live to see another day. But it was a classic one of those what had happened was where he's like, wait a minute, that's not how I meant it. But JB, when you heard it, how did you receive it?
I knew exactly what he was trying to say. Right? So it can't just like the segment said, what had happened was that this is definitely what had happened was a moment because I knew what he was trying to say. Right? And contrary to what any black person says on Twitter, trying to be like, oh, well, I don't know what Joe Biden talking about. You know what the fuck he talking about, right? And he said it in so many words that we say, you know what I'm saying, as black people. I ain't voting for no fucking Trump. Shit, I'm black. Right? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck I'm voting for him for? I ain't got nothing to do with that, right? So even though he said it and it sounded weird, notice that it's over. Ain't nobody said nothing about it. It was like the first couple days and everybody was riding on. Now it's like, okay.
Like
so he said what he said.
Being honest.
Right, so he said what he said, but he was being real because it's like, look, man, I'm down with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. I don't know what I did, back in the past. Now, he was a dirty motherfucker too back in the day, but all politicians ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. So he's like, look, man, I rode with Obama for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So you know I'm riding with y'all. This is basically Joe Biden talking. You know what I'm saying? The black man inside of Joe Biden wanted to come out and say this. He's like, look, man, I roll with Obama. That's my dog. I call him right now. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? That's my dude, man. If I'm going to have lunch with this fool when I'm doing this interview, y'all know who got your back. You know what I'm saying? Who you riding with? You riding with Biden. That slogan is not to be taken lightly.
Right. It's coming.
Riding with Biden.
Riding with Biden.
Riding. R-I-D-I-N. Ain't no G on there.
Right.
There's no riding with biting. No, it's riding with Biden. That's targeted, sir. That's targeted. That slogan is targeted to more urban ears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's genius. And so, me personally, everybody, can say what they want to say about politics. Again, I'm a firm believer that all politicians are crooks, some kind of way, right? Yeah. But my thing is this: we didn't have some real shitty presidents, but at least they knew how to run the country, right? At least they knew how to handle
a pandemic
certain situations. Bro, listen, and I ain't just trying to just jump on Obama, you know what I'm saying? His I ain't trying to roll, you know what I'm saying, right on his coattail. But we had at least 5 in his tenure. We had at least 5 horrible diseases and viruses and yada, 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 and some stuff that could have caused pandemics that never did cause a pandemic because he was smart enough to say, you know what, I hired these people to do a job. Now I'm going to let them advise me. We're going to come up with a plan to keep the people safe as we can keep them, right? No, and it wasn't no motherfucking falsified reasoning like, yo, we're gonna do this, we all gonna be straight. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if we do this, we can be better, right? So there's no panic, there's no propaganda, there was no mass hysteria, right? 8 years, man. That man was there, and he dealt with all kind of shit. But we got dumbasses in there right now who don't know shit about shit, hire motherfuckers that don't know shit about shit, and he ain't never been a politician, he don't know how to run the country. He's not qualified to do the job, all right? Period. Never mind the fact he's a douchebag, right? For everybody's like, well, we got to think about this. Trump was accepted back in the day in the community, in the urban and hip-hop community because he had money, right? Right. He had money, so he was rubbing elbows with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
which is hollow. That's
shallow, straight shallow. How? That's nothing. Like again, you got money, I got money, so let's be around each other type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got back in the day. That man is not qualified to do a lot of things. I mean a lot of things, just because we've learned so much about him since he's been the president of the United States. He's not qualified to do a lot of things. Father, husband, uncle, like friend, run a country.
Yeah.
Hell, run a business.
Run a university, run a state company. He's a fake billionaire, people. That's why he keeps his tax returns. He's like, I know I'm a fraud.
He has more unsuccessful businesses than he has successful businesses, right? So it is what it is. So, but back to Biden, man. I mean, he said what he said. He didn't call nobody no nigga. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he said something that black people was already feeling.
To me, you know what it is? To me, it's a classic case of right words, wrong interpretation. What he said was real, but because of the climate and coming from his voice and all of those things, people took it a certain way, which I get. But at the same time, you got to credit Charlemagne for staying in the pocket and saying, no, it ain't about you picking one or the other. It's about what are you going to do for us?
Right.
You've been doing the same fucking dog and pony show with the bullshit.
Right.
Let's be real. It happened to a certain extent under our guy, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama.
Of course, bro.
There was still some smoke and mirrors with that too.
Oh, of course. He's a politician, dog. I tell people all the time, Benny, the reason why people love Obama is because he's a fucking normal human being. Yeah. Right? He was qualified to run our country, and he's a normal human being. We saw him drink a beer at a basketball game. We seen him play basketball with North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We watch him love on his wife, smack on the booty every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Look her in the eyes and you see the love. You know what I'm saying? We seen him kind of give his daughters the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things made him a normal human being. So along with the fact that he was the first black president, which we ain't gonna take that away at all.
Can never take it away.
I never thought I'd ever see that in my lifetime. He was there for 8 years, so he was doing something right. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just because motherfuckers was just wanting to be in there, like the majority just wanted to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Anytime he won the elections by majority every time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. By majority every time. So that means that the whites was fucking with him heavy. You know what I'm saying? That means no matter how many, you know what I'm saying, of them South will rise again motherfuckers, they was like, that motherfucking nigga in office. It was more with the whites. I'm talking about liberals, conservatives, the whites that was rocking with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Because they realized that this man knows how to run our country. He kept us safe for 8 fucking years. He killed Osama bin Laden. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Called the order. Yeah, y'all do y'all handle that. Click. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they showing his statue getting yanked down. He's dead. Right? So Biden is going to be a better candidate for the United States presidency. Right? Strictly on the strength that he was a vice president for 8 fucking years. Right? Strictly on the strength. Now, what is he going to do for black folks? Who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? Because he was part of the people that made the three strike rule back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's a bunch of brothers in prison based on what Biden done did. And I ain't taking, motherfucker, you fuck up. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that, but some of the things they putting brothers away for, it wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, we talked about it.
Right now, yeah.
Again, we talked about it. Everybody ain't squeaky. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Joe did say that. Brothers and sisters just been saying it a different way, right? And then to hear it come out of his mouth, everybody was like,
right.
That's all it was.
Which, by the way, not saying he was right for saying it, but it is kind of funny considering that Trump cuts a promo that's more ridiculous than the last every single day.
Every time.
And it's normalized now. This motherfucker's saying he's taking a drug that will literally fucking kill you from the side effects, and he's sitting there cutting a promo saying, I take it. I've been taking it for 3 weeks, and he's blatantly full of shit.
Blatant.
There's no way he's taking it.
This is the same motherfucker that said.
What is he going to shoot up on the fucking podium and shit?
That's what we asked. That's what the people want to see. They want to see you taking this fucking drug. So
take it. Yeah, no, take it, Trump.
Please, take 2 doses. This is the same motherfucker that was like, yeah, so we could do disinfectant spray. You inject it in your body. It'll go away. This is the same man that said this now.
That's like a Thursday for Donald Trump. Like.
Just normal day. He wake up, rolls out of bed. Oh, I got a press conference. Let me say some of the dumbest shit I can think of. But here's the thing. Like him, and your viewers, you know how we are. We're not no political group. We just kind of got into this whole thing with Biden. Here's the thing that fucks me up, Benny. And he opened up, and I said this when he got elected on the podcast. He opened up a can of worms that was closed and sealed and put on the ground, right? But people still kind of going back and peeking at it. Racism, right? Hate. He opened up that avenue so that the rednecks can come out of the mountains, you know, for fucking their cousin and say, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he hates niggas too. You know what I'm saying? He hates Mexicans, he hates niggers, he hates Jews, right? He hates Chinamen. So he opened that up and he tapped into that resource, which is ignorance. He tapped into it. And what kills me about the people that follow Donald Trump is that he says and does some of the dumbest shit. I'm talking about just fucking mind-blowing stupid.
Hurts your brain, dumb.
Right. You lose brain cells, listen to the man talk. And they still sitting there like, I understand what he's saying.
No, but to bring it full circle, you know what they do? They try to do what had happened was for what he said. Well, he said it like this, but it's like, no.
Always. It's always what had happened. Well, this is what he really meant to say. I don't give a damn. He grown. Why he couldn't say it himself? Look, anytime you see his people around him, like, can y'all shut him up, please? Right. Like they looking at each other like, I ain't write that shit. That's how they looking like.
Dr.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, he's talking about putting Lysol on your veins. Like, what the fuck?
To the extent, reviewers, I'm gonna say it again. To the extent that the owner, not the CEO, not the president, the owner of Lysol came out and wrote an explanation that said, please do not inject my product into your veins. It is not gonna end well, and I don't want you suing my ass or your people suing my ass because of what this asshole done said. Please don't do it, right?
So look, to put a bow on it, Joe, before we get into our first break, make sure you pick the right VP and lean on your support staff. You know, President Obama's gonna come out for you. Mrs. Obama's going to come out for you. Bernie's going to come out for you. All the people you ran against they're going to fall in line and they're going to push.
Hillary's going to come out for you. So we got never mind. I was going to say something, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Hillary, you might want to sit this one out. But everybody else, they're going to be coming for you. Just lean on them. Win by, certain we talking about sport, certain teams win with superstars. Certain teams win with just a gang of role players. And
big time role players.
For me, JB, my vote is someone who voted for President Obama twice. I'm voting by committee. I don't really fuck with Biden like that, but I'm voting for the Biden committee. I'm not voting for him. Yeah. I'm voting for the people that comes with him.
You're just like I said, you're voting for the fact that man is qualified to do the job that he is applying for.
Right.
That's what you're voting on. You're banking on, I know this man knows how to do this job. I don't really fuck with him. I don't really like him as candidate applicant, but this other motherfucker damn sure ain't qualified, so I'm not going to hire him.
Yeah.
And America, I suggest that you do the same.
Yep. There it is. All right, folks, when we come back, we are getting into another edition of our Be Real With Your Grind interview series with our guy, Mr. Antoine McClain. We're going to talk about his career in the NFL, transitioning into student-athlete engagement, getting into player development, his aspirations for getting into more of the decision-making roles with the league and the teams and all that good stuff. All that when we come back. This is the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. We'll be right back, bitches.
For shout out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. We hope you are having a safe and wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I know it's Memorial Day weekend under strange times. You're doing barbecue from social distancing, holding that shit in a fucking 6-foot pole.
Hey,
that's how you gotta do it.
That's in certain places, Benny. You know
that's in certain places. Texas, Arizona.
Hey, they wilding out here. I'm telling you, like.
I know. I got people who are out there right now. They
wilding, bro.
Yeah. LA out here. Chlamydia, sir.
LA out here. The Valley out here. It's out. It's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's going on. It's going down. The people out here in numbers. The coronavirus cases are being fabricated. This shit's pandemonium. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? It's going crazy. But that's the world we living in right now, 2020.
Exactly. So look, as long as you're being safe, we salute you. And if you're just out here doing whatever you want to do, if you come out of this with corona or crabs, that's on you. All right, because you made that choice. You made that choice as a consenting adult. Damn it.
Man, listen. One of the realest things I've seen a dude post. It was what's our guy David, the comedian, the chubby cat.
Oh, shout out David Lucas.
Yeah, Dave. So Dave posted that. I think the post went like this. He said, "I don't wear condoms." You know what I'm saying? So what I look like wearing a mask, you know what I'm saying, for COVID-19. I was like, that's the realest shit ever spoke. Sorry, I'm talking. That's the realest shit. You know
God bless America.
Cats running around here raw dogging hoes now. All right, like Future said, niggas out here fucking with no rubbers. That shit brazy, and that's what it is. Y'all out here fucking hoes like they y'all old ladies with no condom, bro. Y'all crazy as hell. So COVID-19 ain't shit for y'all. Y'all out here. You know what I'm saying, Russian roulette anyway.
Right, you made that choice to sin. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta get right. You gotta get right.
Like who sung that song? Aerosmith, Living on that Edge.
That is Aerosmith. Good throwback for the younger viewers out there. All right, speaking of a man who's living right, Mr. Bridges, who we got joining us for the Be Real with Your Grind interview series? A very special guest.
Very special guest. We got a young man, you know what I'm saying, who is the pride of Anniston, Alabama. Now, well, first of all, before I get you going, I just want to ask you, where's Anniston, Alabama?
Anniston, Alabama is a small city in northeast Alabama. It's 2 hours south of Huntsville, and then it's right in between Birmingham and the great city of Atlanta.
Okay, I said there we go. Reviews, you heard him. All right, I'm from the south. I'm from McComb, Mississippi. Most of y'all don't know where the hell that's at, but I pretty much know McComb. I mean, I pretty much know Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia. Like I know like the back of my hand because that's the south, and I've been all up through them joints. So yeah, but I never heard that name before. So Anniston, Alabama, you know what I'm saying? The pride of Anniston, Alabama High School. He got a scholarship to the Clemson University. All right, wonderful institution. A couple of my homeboys went there. Nick Easton, black ass. Shout out to Big Nick. How we doing, brother? One of my guys for life. Class 03. That's how we do it. This young man, you know what I'm saying, joined the fraternity of the NFL. I want to say in 2012. Right,
yes, sir.
In 2012, that's right. He played for the Baltimore Ravens as a rookie, and I think he won a Super Bowl ring.
I did.
Hey, look at that, man. You lucky someone was, boy, look at so, then we jumped around a little bit, which a lot of cats do in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Got through the NFL, uses resources wisely. All right, I'm going to let him tell y'all more about that. The one and only Mr. Antoine McClain, man. Thank you for joining the JB and Benny review, sir.
Thank you guys for having us, man. So, wait, where you guys want me to start at? Just the journey,
down, brother. Just run it down. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you guys for that great introduction, man. So like you said, I grew up in the great city of Anniston, Alabama. Had a chance to be recruited by great deal of schools and ended up choosing Clemson. Spent 4 years there, 3 years starter, number 2 or number 3 on the all-time starts list. So had a chance to play 5 years in NFL, and then now I'm actually working in student athlete development at the University of Tennessee. By way of doing a year and a half internship with the NFL League Office, I had a chance to make some great connections, learn about, help guys understand the process of going from being a rookie into a veteran, and also too just that transition from college into NFL, and then after that we will help guys get their resources, learn their resources about everything that's available, and then helping those guys with their transition into what they so-called real life. So here I am today, guys.
Beautiful. So what I want to talk about is that transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, so broke it down. That word transition is super important, especially for guys that are playing professional sports, not just the NFL, because everybody don't stick, right? Everybody don't make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like what you do with your opportunity that's super important, right? You show me two people, you know what I'm saying, that have the same ability, but one thinks that this ability is going to take them everywhere, and the other one is like, you know what? Let me start doing some other things, you know what I'm saying? Or let me take advantage of the things that this organization has to offer. The NFL has many internships, they have many programs, so on and so forth. So let's talk about that transition. At the point where you realize, okay, I might not be doing this for a long time, being playing. Your mindset changed at what point, and what was the first step?
Well, my mindset changed when I was in Canada. I realized I wasn't, the number one guy, but then it's kind of the same thing that was happening in the league office. In the league that happened in Canada. So I realized, guys were making a lot more money being firemen and, vice presidents and banks and and that so forth. So I told myself I'm not going to continue to beat myself and play this game. I'm ready to start my life. So I ended up getting a job for like 3 months at a car dealership. I realized I didn't like lying to people, but I've also I also stayed close. I stayed close with the alumni relations department for the Cardinals with Melissa and Adam Richmond and all those guys there.
Shout out Birdgang all day.
All right. So I actually got invited to go to the Bridge of Success program, which helps over 100 and something NFL players, former and guys who were thinking about leaving the game, help those guys, find their path and end up going down there and connecting with some great alumni. Ended up getting hired at Grand Canyon University as a enrollment counselor. Got a chance to work with some student athletes as well as doing some online enrollment. Same as sales, I didn't like that. But what always did me good justice, I always was close with my player development guys. And one of my favorites, like my mentor, my father figure, one of my father figures I look to as a mentor is Mr. Harry Swain. He brought the information to me about the league office hiring guys to get that business exposure to the league on the other side of football. So I interviewed for the position and ended up, getting it. But that transition, man, in between that story, I dealt with a lot of heartbreak, confusion, the why me. But I never let that, I never let that get me down. But I'm a Sagittarius, so we keep everything bottled up until we can trust someone with that information. So I went through the whole thing, man, the identity crisis, the identity, loss of identity, trying to figure out who am I as a person, what am I good at? And then I realized I didn't know shit, so I always kept that, I kept reading, I kept learning. So, but anyway, that took me a long way as far as after football. So, but it's tough, man. It's tough because you got the guys who don't have any money, who leave the league, who were the journeyman that didn't make a lot of money, but they still have the smarts and the whatnot, but they still go through their identity, loss of identity foreclosure, as they call it. And then you have guys who have $40 million and still go to think that they feel I'm not a man no more. All I can do is provide money for my family, but like I spend all this time on the road and traveling. I'm not the man at home because my wife runs my house because she's been there the whole time while you start involved. And guys deal with their homies changing and their family looking at you different. So, but one thing that helped me throughout that whole thing was meditation, man. I found, I grew up in the Bible Belt of Alabama, so I understand my faith, I understand where my strength lies, but when I found meditation, I kind of stopped begging God. I started just putting it out there, and then whatever I said that first time, I believe it was gonna happen. So, and it's been happening ever since, man.
That's super dope right there. You're talking about loss of identity. I went through it, or identity crisis, if you will, as a player, transitioning back into the world. Because it's just like you got out of the Army. Right, if you can compare it to a lot of things, it's the same as somebody getting out of jail that's been in there for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that extreme. Like you only know one thing, right? Mm-hmm. You really only know one thing. Practice. Weights. What time you got to be there. What time pretty much you're gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? You got to be there for this long. All these things that all of a sudden it's gone, right? So now it's back to the world. You got to do things that normal. I say civilians being last every time I say this, but what regular civilians do because they're not athletes. It's just not, right? It's a whole nother world. Probably the best job in the world you're going to have, is being a professional athlete. Not so much for the money because you ain't doing shit, to be real. You know what I'm saying? You fucking your body up, I understand that. But at the same time, you playing a game, a boy's game as a man.
Right, but I do think so too, man. It gets complicated once you get to that college level because it becomes a business. It's still a boy's game. It's still throw them up, eat them up with a little structure. So my thing is, when guys go through that, that's another thing too, man. Guys, I grew up in the whole system where you block him. I didn't know about schemes as far as who's the mic point. I didn't learn that in high school. Or what's the format? If I wasn't on the formation at the tight end, I didn't know whatever. I know what the play is. So stuff like that, man. You think about going from thinking like that strategically, helping guys. What I do now is helping guys take that same energy and same mindset and applying it to, developing your network outside of the field, or developing your actual networking cluster or whatnot. And then also too, just developing your identity outside of sports. So that's one of the things I think you talk about identity is what we try to help guys with to this day as far as learning yourself outside of the helmet or the cleats, whatever you want to make say.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting, Antoine, in terms of like your position from not only playing, but also going undrafted. And like you said, you're working with young men at the college level. What do you feel like you're kind of bringing to the table, or kind of like some of the information, like you've been able to kind of go over the hill and see what's on the other side to bring back to some of these young cats and be like, look, I've been through the process. I understand what it means, like you said, to play at a major program and feel like the business part of it is kind of clouding around you while you're trying to stay focused at the task at hand. What has that kind of been? What's that perspective been from going from that position, feeling like, damn, I'm going to be in a league, and then maybe, like you said, by the time you get to Canada, you're like, okay, it's time to start making that transition, finding that next identity point like you spoke of, and having that information be like, look, this is the route I went through. How can I help direct this roadmap for the next guys coming up?
Well, I think it starts in the college rounds, because when I was in school, 2008, 2011, we didn't really have the life skills program and all this program that's going on now that schools are starting to take advantage of now. So I didn't know about summer internships. I didn't know about networking, because I felt like I'm in this bubble. But so I'm like, I mean, on the off season, I'm not going to do internships. I'm going to do train and relax. I didn't know about all that stuff. So I think now that more schools are providing those opportunities for student athletes, and I think now in the NFL, we are doing a great job in player engagement to make sure that guys know more about these programs and these resources that you guys have. And then I think for me, what my value is to this space, I think it is more my experience of what I didn't do. And now that I know that the know-how, and now that I'm getting caught up or whatnot, I can tell these same guys like, hey, I may not have been in the same scenario, but I've been where you are. So like, listen here. And then also too, having guys come in who are successful after football, and having the guys like myself who, we know, have to figure it out for a little bit after football. So I think it's all about peer-to-peer, man, because guys you can throw programs and all stuff in guys' face so they trust you and know that you've been through the ranks of the fire. Then they're not going to really, all right, I hear you, bro. But some guys will have to be what we call hard-headed. They're gonna have to touch that fire, man. So you can speak all day, but when you become genuine and more one-on-one with guys, that's when they take heed, and that's when you get guys sort of listen. Okay, or you have some guys come in who already know what they want to do. So on off season, they working towards it already. So, but everybody's not like a Torrey Smith or all those guys who worked on the off season to make sure they were gonna be okay on the off. I mean, after the season, to make sure they can be good after football. So cause everybody think they're going to play for 10 and 12 years. So just having the guys that already been through the experience.
It is dope, man, that the kids, what's the name of you got a job as a player development, correct?
Well, I'm a student athlete development. I'm an assistant in that role, but sure, I'll be working my way up to director here soon. So
of course. Now, where is that at?
University of Tennessee in Knoxville. So I have a chance to work.
Knoxville, okay.
Not just football, but just all sports. I think, because everybody go through it.
Right.
Even in some sports, it's more because some sports don't have professional. So they working on that thing from the time they get in there and from the time they exit out or graduate.
Right. Well, either way it goes, man, the kids is lucky, to have somebody with experience to be able to sit and chop it up with, So, and I understand what you're saying as a player. Like being in Arizona and having Anthony Edwards,
Yeah, mighty man.
Yeah, Anthony was phenomenal, man, because he played in the league. He had a story to tell. Of course, he was a man of God. But, when A said something, you listen because he was coming from a genuine place. So, man, them kids are, Tennessee Knoxville, lucky to have my guy, Antoine McClain, leading them and guiding them in the right direction, mentally, spiritually, because he's meditating now, And then we talking about professionally as well. So, speaking of professional, right? You got some action going on in the news, Benny? Some things going on about the Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
Right? Rooney Rule. Okay, so from what I understand, and Benny, you probably know more of the facts. From what I understand is that the NFL was trying to give incentives to interview or even hire minority coaches, or trying to figure out some kind of stipulation to make an avenue where minority coaches are more prone to get head coaching jobs.
Right.
So, I mean, in my philosophy, this is how I feel about it before I even ask your opinion on it, is that you shouldn't give me a job, right?
Right.
I know a lot of people who are totally unqualified to be coaching anybody. White, black, other. It don't matter. They have no business being in charge of young minds when it comes to football. Like, no business at all. None. Right? Mm-hmm. I know I'm more qualified than most people in the NFL to coach offensive line. Right? I'm not tooting my own horn.
We both are.
but I know what I know. And I understand the game of football to a T, and I understand coaching to a T, and I understand how to lead men. All right. Some guys ain't even got that. Right?
Yeah.
Owners are hiring people who look like them. Head coaches are hiring people who look like them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the NFL trying to push the Rooney Rule to another level?
Well, I actually had a chance of briefing and hearing that. I didn't get the whole detail of that story, but my opinion is it's a buddy system, man. We all know this. It's buddy.
Sure.
It has nothing to do with race or whatnot. It's more buddy. And from my standpoint, I look at it, it's more people of our skin tone and color that's playing actual football. But I think about it like this, man. We already know that African Americans or people of brown descent have to work extra harder to just be good enough to be at the basic. But at the same time, we have to be prepared, which you are prepared to, get the opportunity. But what I think happens is we can speak to the choir all day, but we need to get the actual decision makers in the room while we're having these arguments. I know Troy Vincent is heavy on that, bringing in more former players and as well as guys of minority to help, bridge that gap.
Right.
Because you think about relating to players, and I'm not racist by far, but it's like I said, it's more of brown descent than it is of any other race in the NFL. So I think, why wouldn't you have a majority or even a mixed crowd of owners and GMs and coaches and whatnot in higher places? Jim Caldwell spoke on this too at our QB summit in Atlanta. He was talking about how, like I just said, we have to make sure that we are prepared, which we are at the same time, but we don't have time to get ready. We have to already be ready. So when that trigger is pulled. But for me, in my opinion, I think when we have these discussions amongst ourselves, like the QB summit, I believe that we should have more of the shot callers and top tier guys who make decisions in that room.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. That's good. Good point.
Yeah, and I mean, just to give you guys context in terms of what was actually talked about, and I guess passed in the virtual owners meetings, due to the pandemic and whatnot. So now they're saying that clubs, I'm reading this from the quote, clubs have to interview 2 external minority candidates for head coaching jobs and at least 1 minority candidate for any coordinator job. In addition, teams must interview 1 external minority candidate for senior football operations and general manager jobs. Teams and the NFL league office must also include minorities and or female applicants for senior level positions, including club president jobs. Antoine, this is something we've actually chopped it up with. It got very real about several occasions on this fine program. So when you're speaking facts about the percentages of the league, I mean that's real. 70 to 80% of the players are players of color. That's just a fact. And
here's my. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So to me, that sounds like affirmative action. You got to hire somebody because, why can't they just be
good enough for the job?
They're qualified.
Right.
Exactly.
They are. There's plenty of people of black or brown, or whatever you want to say, that is qualified. Like I look at the OC from the Chiefs. He's damn near qualified. I look at there's a lot of coaches that's qualified to be head coaches or GMs. Harold Goodwin, who was my offensive line coach, qualified to be a head coach in the National Football League. He knows BA system. He knows offense. He knows football. He's probably one of the smartest guys I've been around. And he's a brother. And I look at Juan Castillo, who's a Mexican guy. Who's a Mexican descent. Great offensive line coach. And he knows football. He's a hard-ass worker. He's going to work you to the depth, but he's going to love on you. So
Juan Castillo is my rookie coach, but I know him very well.
you had the sandbags and all that?
Oh, yeah. 75 pounders, baby.
Bro, Juan had me, man. Like, Juan came in. He came in between my rookie year at the end of the playoff session, but he became the offensive line coach that following year. Man, I was on practice squad, and I was 53-man roster after me and Juan got finished working together. And he called every day. after practice during camp. What coach does that?
Oh yeah, that's him.
So, he works you hard, man, but it's very simple, and he slowed down football for me too. So guys like that, why not give them a head coaching job? Because they know players, and they are players. They are player coaches from one point, but then they know what's going on, and they're very qualified.
Right. The best coaches are leaders of men, like Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, like, you know what I'm saying? Just examples of guys who are leaders of men. Right, Bill Belichick looks like a Stonehenge when you see him, but everybody that's played for him is like,
they love him.
I love the dude, and I respect him to the fullest because all he actually do is come in and do your job and do it at a high level, right? That's it, and that's it. And he's gonna hold you accountable to that standard at all times. Same thing with BA, same thing with Ron. You know what I'm saying?
I love BA, man.
Like, these guys are gonna hold you accountable, and like, you know, you have like. It pisses me off because I guess when I say it's like affirmative action. It's the first thing came to my mind when I read it. I'm like, so you just gonna add affirmative action in the NFL? Like,
right?
And goes like, damn, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just to be completely honest with you. Like, I understand y'all trying to make the shit better, but how?
But it's how I see it. Okay, so what if it's affirmative action? When they get more guys in, we can bring more of their people in.
Right.
But I'm all for diversity and inclusion, man, to accept our department too as well. So why wouldn't you want to have a multifaceted players organization? When you're picking someone to be the leader of a team, I want that same guy to reflect the personnel, the coaches, the staff, the players, everybody to reflect that, not just a skin color, but I want him to be that same like-minded. We talk about athlete, divergent. So why not have a multi-faceted? Have women on your staff, have black men on your staff, have any race on your staff that's going to reflect the demographic.
No, I feel like if they can do the job, they should get hired for the job. Again,
black or white,
we know, we understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell Ben this all the time. It's the who you know league, right? And that's the part that sucks about it because, like you said earlier there, and I said it, they're hiring people that look like them. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of hiring the best person for the job.
Right.
And that's where it's funky. That's where it's not cool, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, yeah, this dude, he qualified, but he ain't my guy. So I'm hiring my guy. You know what I'm saying? Even if he can't do the job as well as the cat that I didn't hire.
Right.
And that's the sad part about the situation. So, you know, my thing I've learned the NFL gonna do what the NFL wanna do is we can talk about it all day. We ain't gonna change it. Like, they gonna do what the fuck they wanna do. Right. Like, kind of like our government.
Yeah.
All right.
What would you know? And funny enough, just like what Antoine was saying about, you know, hiring a woman for certain positions, maybe it's time we give a lady the big job. You know, maybe. Yo,
look, check this out.
Men have been fucking it up since 1776. Maybe
all we do is fuck it up, bro. That's all we do is fuck it up. I mean, you get cats in there. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry, but you get cats in there. Like my thing about being president, right? I don't give a damn what color you are. And we got stipulations. Okay, you had to be born in the United States. You got to be 44 years of age or older. Okay, right?
35 to
44. I think it's 44. You got to be 44 years of older. I'm almost certain, bro, because when I read it, I was like, why 44?
How old do you how old to run for president? Let's find out.
So,
bam, 35 years of age or a resident for 14 years.
35? Word?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to just change. I know when I was younger, I used to hear that shit all the time. Like, you gotta be 44 years old.
They just kept, the older you got, the further they kept pushing it out. Yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? They dropping it. You can be 21 with a valid ID. You can be president. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, but real shit, I'm a firm believer that so we were talking about the NFL, right? You shouldn't be able to be president unless you have held a public office in some form of government. We don't want no more reality stars as presidents, right? We did that with Reagan, and I think even Ronald Reagan was a bullshit ass mayor, a constable or some shit before he became a president. He did something with the government. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this though, and JB, we've talked about this on several occasions, and Antoine, I'm sure you can appreciate this. Due to the money, due to agents pushing their clients, due to the hiring culture, I think one of the biggest things to solve this problem is the hiring process. For example, and we've said this, JB, this might be our next merch. Every coordinator does not need to be a head coach. If you are the number one offensive coordinator, but you don't have the temperament to be a head coach, as JB said, to be a leader of men, be the OC. Be the highest paid OC and dominate that position. Stop trying to push to be the head coach of the Browns.
Just for the paper, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Cam said it on Pay the Fool years ago when it first came out. Half these cats want to be the man just cuz.
Just cuz, dog.
Just cuz. It ain't no rhyme or reason. They just want to have the man after they title. Joe Blow, head coach, whoever gives a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man,
ridiculous, man.
You brought up Belichick and Antoine. I'm pretty sure you watched this. I've watched this probably like 5 times. It's Belichick and Nick Saban, The Art of Coaching. Yeah. I'm telling you, that is one of the best.
They shut the door for about an hour before that guy can go in that room. You know that, right?
Talk about it. Yep, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen, Bill Belichick, though he technically played college football, as JB said, he looks like a walking Stonehenge. So it's harder for him to build trust in those rooms. So this dude basically went from every single position until he got to the point of he literally climbed the ladder rung by rung to be a head coach. And you have to be able to afford guys like yourselves trying to get to that level to be able to do the same thing, because you're going to be better in the long run. Then you'll be a head coach.
And the right now, though, we don't understand. Like me, that's one thing I had a problem with until I just let go. That you're not going to be perfect. I had a very tough father growing up. So like, every little thing I did, I was like, I got really nervous about messing up. But like, I realized that's going to make you a better person, man. You can't be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You got to learn. You got to mess up. You're going to have to mess up an opportunity. You're going to have to mess up a girl opportunity with a woman. You're going to have to mess that bag up to realize, okay, I need to save money. Okay, I need to be more thoughtful of her feelings. I need to be more prepared for this job. So I think like he said, like he went through all the wrong and mishaps and made him a better player. Like we don't understand because we so stuck on our parents were super tough when us growing up, or growing up in this social media where everything is instant gratification. So the true hustlers, like my man Jay Prince talk about this too, man. You have to go through the wrongs and understand. All right, cool. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. But you have some guys who learn from people's mistakes too as well. So it goes hand in hand, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, doubt, brother.
Well, look, before we get you out of here, man, tell us real quick how the corona and the quarantine has been affecting the job that you're doing currently, and moving forward. To end this on a positive note, most certainly, what is in the future? What is the next 5 to 10 years career-wise and life-wise for Mr. McClain?
All right, so the Rona. So I'm big chilling right now, and as far as affecting my work, it hasn't, because I don't really start until July 1st. But what I have been taking a chance to get my certification as a student athlete development specialist from the University of Florida. So I get up in the morning, man, I meditate, I might go run at the park, then I come home and I do my workout. Then I start my day by around 9. I drink my beet juice in the morning, drink my smoothies. Then I take my time on my work throughout the day. Then I take little breaks here and there. And then it's smooth sailing, man. It's kind of like designing your own life. I'm not on anybody's schedule right now. So it's been having time to read what I want to read, focus on what I want to focus in on, and then take care of myself and my body and my mental. So when we start back in July, hit the ground running with a fresh start. And as far as my 5 to 10 year plan, well, from 5 years from now, I'm gonna start with 5 because 10 years is kind of like far off. So 5 years from now, I'm looking to be either a director or director of either player engagement in NFL, or a director or CEO of football operations on one of these clubs, or maybe an NFL office one day, and also to work remote, man, as far as dealing with that. And then also too, man, continue to develop my entrepreneurship. I definitely want to own a barbershop one day. 2 reasons why: because that's where I've got my therapy and all my knowledge from, of like life, from the barbershop. And 2, when I start with my little leagues and giving back to the community, as far as from student athletes and younger kids and whatnot, that'll be my foundation for, my barbershop. Because where I grew up at, that was the center of the neighborhood, the barbershop. So just want to give back to the community that way, and then help people feel better about themselves, cutting their hair, getting some counseling in every day. And 10 years from now, I'll be 40. So I'm not trying to be. I'll be either finishing up my career in the student athlete development space or NFL as far as player engagement, and I just look at myself owning multiple properties and raising my kids, man, and then traveling around with my beautiful wife.
Man. Beautiful. That sounds like the winner right there, JB.
Nice. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all reviewers understand, you know what I'm saying? We always bringing y'all the good content, man. You know what I'm saying? My man Antoine McClain just got through it. I'll be real with your grind segment, man. We appreciate you being on.
Yeah,
man. You guys.
We're going to get together soon, bro. You know what I'm saying? You better get back to the desert. You let me know you're here.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out there probably this summer sometime when all this Rona clear up. You know that you can't survive in the heat. So, you know.
Oh, yeah. So they say. But anyway, so we don't know what the hell this thing can do or what it can't do no more. It's just like fucking like a Terminator. I think it's like the T-1000. It's developing as it goes. It's just kind of picking up knowledge and kicking our ass. So
dropping the acid for it to die.
For real, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you drop in the hot lava, you know what I'm saying? So with the chip, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you being on, brother. You know what I'm saying? Take care of you folks out there. Yes. Are you in Tennessee right now? You in Alabama?
I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee, chilling, man.
Clarksville, Tennessee. All right.
Where can people find you? Social media, all that.
Oh, okay. I get to drop my social media.
Oh yeah, plug it, baby.
All right, my Instagram is at MacLife256. That's MACLIFE 256. I'm on LinkedIn and I'm not on Twitter somewhere, but mostly my Instagram is where I'm mostly active in LinkedIn.
Okay, you can
tell get a Twitter, bro.
First guest.
Twitter. Just for look, get a Twitter, dog, just for fun. Like get a Twitter, pump it. Like
I have Twitter, I have it, but I don't. It's the same thing. It's at MacLife256.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Follow him anyway, reviewers. Hey, JB, first guest to ever plug his LinkedIn. That's a true professional.
When I heard it, I was like, "That's a businessman, baby. That's a businessman, baby."
That plug came with a suit and tie with that one.
Yeah. No doubt, man. Well, look, we're gonna be at you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, as we do all with all our guests, tell your friends about us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you being on, and you have been listening to the JB and Benny Blue review, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So we'll holler.
Till next time, follow us at JB and Benny Blue, JBandBennyBlueReview.com for all past episodes of content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're available on all platforms, all that good stuff. Stay safe, hug your family, social distance,
and wash your hands.
And
wash
work
your
out,
hands, please.
And work out, like y'all. Bad out there.
Stop drinking every day, man. Drink some.
Yeah, that's how the quarantine started. Everybody started drinking. Fuck it. Throwing it back.
Get some of that beet juice. Have some meditation. You know, you'll be all right. You know,
yes, sir.
Get center.
Smoke
all right,
weed.
We out.
Peace out. Hey, we'll holler at you, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate y'all, man.